Two.
So, wow.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Michael here. That's Valente, and we're getting back to basics. Back to basics. Basic training.
Where we started,
You're
roots.
we're gonna do some
Back with
Twitch.
the bi-week
We
podcast.
back with the bi-week podcast. But look, you can see me. You could always see my bearded ass. But look right there. He's fresh from across the border. He's here now.
What board? The state border?
Okay, from the inner tube.
You better not be saying I'm from Mexico. I know I'm Hispanic, but I was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky.
For a southern boy, born and raised.
Man, I've been without power for the last two and a half days. I just got it back today.
I've been hitting his southern roots. No power, no plumbing, shitting in the woods.
I was shitting in a fucking hotel with some brick ass toilet paper. Anyway,
Okay. Anyway, the bye week focuses on sports based content that we are bringing to you, and we needed to take a little break because we found that only talking about one, we found that we got very burned out because we did a lot of stuff very quickly, which is typically the attitude that me and Valente take towards YouTube. We get so excited that we want to jump and jump and jump and jump and go and go and go 150 miles an hour, and then we hit a brick wall and we die. So,
this might be the worst analogy I've ever heard in my life.
but anyway, we are now back to doing this. And if we hit a brick wall, we're going to keep going this time, hopefully.
You just speed up. Oh wait, no.
Yeah,
Brick wall.
let's speed
Hit
up.
and run. Hit and run. That's what it's called. Hit and run. We hit a brick wall and then we run away. Anyway, 4 months has been 4 months, 5 months.
4 months and some change.
Last episode we were with Dakota and we talked about a lot of shit. What I don't even remember what we talked about then.
We talked about the Broncos.
I think it was a lot of mix.
Dookie.
Broncos, Jerry Judy. I know Jerry Judy was in there.
Yeah, Jerry Judy was in there. The video before Dakota was, well, it might not have been the podcast before Dakota, but the podcast before Dakota or before Dakota was the 2-part video with David. And it's very funny that we're talking about this because we have some recording time scheduled with David again soon. So I might have to shoot him a DM saying, "Yo, you want to come back on the bye week? We fucking we used your ass for views before. Come back in. We need some views."
We gotta review the hot takes from preseason.
We do need to review the hot takes from preseason.
There's a lot of shit that hit the fan. Like I can remember 2 right now that were just way up there, like dumpster fire hot. Like it was bad.
Mason Rudolph was horrible.
Mason Rudolph didn't even play a game this year, did he?
No, not Mason Rudolph. Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, Mr. Yeah, that was the most legendary reign in podcast history.
Bro, we're back though, and we ain't going nowhere this time.
Back.
And we've got a lot of stuff planned for YouTube too. We've been fucking going at this and talking about this for 3 hours. Besides a little bit of a trip down memory lane for the both of us, but we won't talk about that.
Yeah, that people that watch us long enough, you might know. But if you're watching this right now, you're probably new. So make sure you drop a like and subscribe.
Dead serious.
Future podcast once a week.
Because you've been friends as long as we have been friends. There's no telling the shit that comes out of our mouths when we're talking to each other for long periods of time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You might see us derail off topic.
Be real off topic.
It's just a part of,
now,
I guess, daily life with us.
This is a sports-based podcast, but on the request of me, myself, and Juan, we are adding in some non-sports-based stuff as well. Like, we're going to do some random question generators. So that's going to take up a little bit of podcast time, but we're still going to talk mainly about sports. And the hope is for us to get a TV deal, because fuck Pat McAfee, am I right? Yeah, let's get a TV.
I wish we'd get a TV deal. Imagine that shit.
Sheesh. What's it gonna be called? You know how fucking they got Two Bears, One Cave, that podcast. We're going to be Two Fats, One Jar, or some shit like that. Sounds like a bad porno.
Two fats, one pigskin? I don't know.
Fucking pigskin,
no,
Pete.
It's not just pigskins, is it? We'll figure that out if we ever get there. Anyway. So yeah, 4 months it's been.
4 months.
Finally back.
Back. Ain't going nowhere this time.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's probably gonna happen in between each episode. We record on Monday nights usually. That's how it's been, and that's probably how it's gonna stay.
Probably.
Yeah, so we had a pretty big Monday.
Big Monday.
In terms of shit that went down in the NFL.
Definitely. Huge Monday. Lot of spectacle stuff too. As a Titans fan,
yeah, a lot of speculation, Bill.
Gotta throw this shit out here because everybody, I know if I don't talk about it, people will be in the comments. Hey, you hear about the Titans want to trade Derrick Henry? Hey, you hear about the Titans? They want to trade Derrick Henry. Hey, Titans want to trade the best player on their team. Did you hear about that? I don't know. I heard about the Titans want to trade Derrick Henry. Bros. Calm your ass.
Well,
calm your ass.
Do you want to start with the random questions, or
how about this? I was thinking we do four to five random questions a episode, and we sprinkle them through the episode.
Okay. Well, I actually have a question, like not random, but I was thinking about this just because I've been looking around my room this entire time. I'll start with this one. What's your favorite piece of sports memorabilia that you own?
Ooh. Okay,
it doesn't have to be signed. It could just be like a jersey or like a anything.
I've got 3 things, but I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay, so I have a clear cut favorite. I have two favorites. One is my signed Marshawn Lattimore helmet. I'm literally staring at it right now. It's not Marshawn Lattimore's actual helmet. It's a replica helmet that Marshawn Lattimore signed.
Isn't it the mini one?
No, that's the full-sized one.
Oh, shit.
And then my other one is probably the Deuce McAllister rookie card. PSA 10. Got it for me for my birthday. What the fuck are you doing?
Anyway, okay, my favorite things is one, because this isn't just going to be NFL for me, because I have a bunch of different stuff from other things. I have a signed autographed Ryback glove. So I have that from like his major run when he was facing Punk for the WWE title back in like 2013. I went to a house show.
Shit.
I have a house show where I have his Ryback glove and it's autographed. So that was cool.
No.
Secondly, I have a Harold Landry jersey, which wonder who got that for me. And then I have a Larry Fitzgerald 9/11 tribute jersey.
That's fire. I've seen that.
That's my favorite. That's probably my favorite thing. That if I was gonna have anything in my house framed, I want to have my Larry Fitzgerald 9/11 tribute jersey framed.
You know, actually, there's a couple of favorites I got now. I got a Dean Ambrose signed poster. I got a Shinsuke Nakamura signed poster. An AJ Styles signed poster as well, along with the actual.
Yo, bro, you don't gotta give me nothing for my birthday next year. Just slide me that AJ poster. I need that.
If I still have it, I don't know where it's at, but
I'm gonna need that.
I know I have it somewhere.
I'm gonna need that. Somebody wanted to make a podcast appearance, I guess. Pearl just straight up slid on top of my head. That is my.
I kind of seen like the ghost fade in the background of like an outline. I'm like,
that is my white Persian cat, by the way, guys. White with blue eyes, and she's beautiful, and she is all over me for some reason right now. So if she makes another appearance, don't take it too much. We won't even acknowledge her because she'll just hop on top of my head and leave. So, but
all right, let's hop on
the sports topics for today. So we've already mentioned that Derek is. The Titans are listening to offers on Derek. We also had some big Saints news.
Yep.
And this Oompa Loompa over here probably wants to talk about it. So let's talk about it.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about it. Shout out David. Um. So, uh, while we were on hiatus, probably I think it was mid-January, early January, I changed my Twitter name, my real name, not my handle, to Derek Carr Season. So I've had Derek Carr Season in my Twitter name for about a month and a half, close to 2 months now. Been manifesting it, and we finally got it done today. 4 years, 150 million, 100 million guaranteed, and it's spread out pretty well. Actually allowed us to you know flex our cap a little bit by doing this, or not hurt our cap by doing this. So if I remember this correctly, it's 7 million salary first year, but we got um a 30 million signing bonus or something along those lines. I'd have to find it, but pretty much we got our new quarterback of the future for the next 4 years. Hopefully he's good enough to build on.
Hopefully we don't have a Denver Broncos Russell Wilson situation. Would hate to have that.
It's a bit different though. We didn't trade our future to get him.
Fair.
So yeah, I think the cap hit is 7.2 million for the season, and that puts us from 17 mil under the cap or over the cap to 24 million over the cap, which we could still make moves to get under the cap comfortably, and make some good moves there. And then I like the move personally, just because if you watch the Saints, it's a huge upgrade
Big
from
upgrade.
Andy Dalton. And I say this because any Saints fans watching this knows that it's run, pass, and the pass is like a 2 yard out, and it doesn't mean it doesn't do anything, it doesn't help.
Shit, welcome to my
But
world. Run, 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 run.
it's kinda helpful because next season is probably the worst the NFC South's gonna be for a long time, because Cal Trask is playing for the Bucks, Desmond Ritter, Falcons, and then we don't know who's for the Panthers yet. If it was my guess, I'm gonna have to say Anthony Richardson, but uh, mock draft coming soon, by the way.
We might actually do a couple of bye week mock drafts if you wouldn't mind. I think that would be a cool video just to upload on the channel.
Um,
We could also I don't know if Valente'd be down for this. I wouldn't mind some bye week live reactions.
yeah, that'd be cool.
I just think there's a lot of other stuff that we could do on this channel besides just podcasting.
Yeah, but yeah, so 4 year deal, 150 million, 100 million guaranteed. But some of like the Saints beat writers, insiders, whatever you want to call them, basically it kind of looks it's a 4 year, $150 million deal. But if you look at it, it's kind of like a 3 year, $33 million deal. It looks like the Tyrann Mathieu deal, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. And numbers wise, I know that doesn't make sense, but like for the way we're sitting in cap right now, we're getting at least 3 years out of him guaranteed, because we're probably gonna end up pushing all of that back to the fourth year. Like literally every player on our team. Like I swear, our 2026 cap is gonna be like 700 million. No, I'm playing. But Mickey Loomis is a cap genius, so that's he'll find a way under, and get in a comfortable spot to give Derek Carr some weapons. Be it that Michael Thomas doesn't return next year.
I also wanted to get into something real quick. Um, and I know we were probably going to talk about this later, but sitting here thinking about it, it's funny. So, Calvin Ridley had to deal with a year-long suspension from one off season to the next. Am I correct? He got suspended in the off season, right?
No, he got yeah. Actually, yeah, he got suspended during the playoffs.
Okay. He had to deal with a preseason and regular season suspension as well as playoff suspension because the Jags made the playoffs. Then,
So he was suspended indefinitely though. So like that's meaning like you get suspended at a certain point, you don't have a timetable to come back. So I think he got suspended to like week 15 of 2021. And when you have an indefinite suspension, you don't have a timetable. And then at the beginning of this season, they gave him 17 weeks or 17 games.
so I'm very curious with how, like, I don't understand how you could do that and then turn around. And we talked about this a couple of times when we were doing the podcast before about our disdain for a certain player. When David's podcast was on, we talked about our disdain for a certain player. I don't know how in the hell you can give Deshaun Watson 11 games and Calvin Ridley a whole 17, 16. I mean, 17, 8. That still don't make sense to me. No hate towards you, Valente, or the Saints, but I can almost guarantee you, as long as the guy doesn't get like actual jail time, AK's gonna get less game suspension than 17.
Yeah, I think the gambling policies is like way more heavily enforced than anything. I don't know why. It's so weird because I mean it's kind of like league initiative or whatever. Is like the one thing is players cannot gamble. I know people who are in the league, and I've tried to get like certain players in fantasy leagues, for fun, no money involved, and they said no because it's like a risk of
See,
some sort.
that's the thing. That is very much the thing. I don't understand how and even if you're like an injured player and you have no like impact on the team, like you're not practicing with the team or not nothing, you're just going in and rehabbing, like Calvin Ridley was doing because he was hurt at the time with the Falcons.
He stepped away from mental health issues, actually.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't like there.
Yeah.
But I got that wrong. He wasn't rehabbing, but he wasn't in the building. So I think if you are not actively on the field and you're going through like injury protocol or you're away from the team for,
I think off season.
I think off season should be allowed too. Like, wait, can they also not bet on like other sports like NBA?
They can't bet on shit.
That's fucking insane. They can't bet on like NBA or anything.
I think they can bet on anything but NFL.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but like in the off season, shit changes for the NFL because I used to talk to Chauncey and it became a policy where you could use marijuana in the off season but not in season. Like Josh Gordon lost his job to weed. I mean,
Fuck.
and then
Speaking again, connecting it with the States, Tyrann Mathieu almost didn't get drafted because of marijuana issues at LSU.
and Laramie Tunsil too.
Like,
Laramie Tunsil fell in the draft. Or
uh,
no. Yeah. It was either he fell in the draft or
yeah,
somebody traded up to get him.
because he was supposed to be top 5, and then he fell to like 28 or something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, now it's a policy in the off season. You could use marijuana.
And what's even crazier is I don't know, this might be too old for you, but like the 2015 or 2016 draft, there was a receiver the Jags took called Julian Blackman, and he quit the league because he couldn't smoke weed. He quit. He was projected to be an all-time talent at wide receiver for the Jags, and the dude quit the league because he couldn't smoke. And now they're, it's legal now, you know. I bet you
Yeah.
Jags fans and Jags GMs over there punching air could have had Megatron too.
That's fucked because like off season should be like free time. Forget work. I mean, fuck, it's basically summer vacation for
NFL players.
adults. If you're thinking about the school perspective. When you're out of school, think of it like school. When you're out of school, you're not waking up at 6 a.m., getting dressed, getting ready to leave for school. Like you're not waking up at 8 a.m. uh ready to go to practice, and you're not shooting shit up your arm. Hell, some people believe it's not even a drug, it's a plant. Like some people believe that like marijuana is not even a drug. I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that believes it's a plant. It's natural. It's not man-made, and it's not dangerous in any way. It's not.
I did a speech in high school. I think I've showed you the clip before. I did a speech in high school talking about
Yeah,
how it was a
yeah,
plant.
yeah. It is a plant. It's a natural plant. You can add stuff to it, but
Like aspirin's not illegal, and aspirin's naturally grown.
Yeah.
And you got people
Well,
swallowing aspirin and dying. Like
isn't aspirin an over-the-counter medicine though?
exactly. But that's the point I'm making. Aspirin grows naturally, just like marijuana grows naturally. And aspirin is out here killing people because they take too much of it.
Yeah. I mean, you can die off anything. You can't legally, or you can't legally, you can't actually overdose on marijuana, but you can die of the panic that you could get from it, like from doing too much or whatever. You could send yourself into like a panic attack that can lead to something, but you can't overdose. Like you can't do nothing. You can't hurt yourself by it.
We've had
It's
a
just
we've had a very impactful day as well in the NFL. But also, and I know this is much more than the NFL podcast. That's why I want to get into this. We had a very impactful Monday Night Raw as well.
yeah.
An event that really set up a lot of WrestleMania stuff. Had a lot of stuff confirmed, a lot of stuff set up for next week. Like Edge and Balor are supposed to announce their match next week.
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul and Rollins. Logan Paul slept Rollins, and their match is set for Mania. Cena and Theory set for Mania. This Friday on SmackDown, there's a 5-way number one contenders match to see who faces Gunther at Mania. There's a lot. WrestleMania is lining up, and I think it's gonna.
Brock needs to interrupt that
Brock.
match. Yeah.
Brock's facing Omos.
Oh yeah, shit.
Brock is facing
Forgot about
Omos.
That's like the most dumb match ever. Just
I
because Omos is big.
that you
Like-
gotta think about it from this perspective. I saw Corey Graves. I watched the After the Bell podcast this morning that had just came out, and he was talking about people being unhappy with the Brock and Omos match. It makes sense. WrestleMania is more than just for the casual, more than just for the diehard fans. WrestleMania is watched by casual fans too that only watch like certain shows and like people that watch the Big Four or something like that, right? Fans that don't tune in every week, or fans that don't live and breathe the business. And you could have people that aren't even WWE fans or not even wrestling fans, but they walk in a bar and they see Omos versus Brock Lesnar. That's oh shit. That is an exact reaction to seeing them two. Because you don't need to know the story. You don't need to know shit. You need to know that one dude is 7'3" and is a legit giant, and the other dude is a legit one of the baddest people on the planet. That's all you need to know.
Well, I can respect that, but for people who actually watch it like us, or people who keep up with it, I'm not gonna say I watch it because I barely watch it, but I keep up with it. People who keep up with it, it's kind of like a spit in the face.
I need to see how the match is going to be, because one, I think one, you got to see how Brock felt, because Brock turned down the match with Bray, because Brock was going to fight Bray and Bobby was going to fight Omos. That was what was scheduled, because and then
Why? They did that last year at Mania.
and Brock turned down to fight Bray
That's dumb. That would have been so fire.
because, and a lot of people don't want to even touch Bray because Bray's whole gimmick stuff is like he's for some reason it's
He's
not
kind of
it's
to
getting.
me. He's like the killer of. He's he's the new Golden Shovel per se, because like Bray Wyatt is like a demon character. This is the showbiz like aspect of shit. So Bray is kind of like when you face Bray and you lose to Bray, you lose your gimmick, your act that you were putting on before. Like when Braun Strowman lost to Bray, he became what a fucking swamp monster type shit. Like I don't know if swamp monster is the word for it, but he became like a
The only person we really haven't seen get dramatically affected from facing Bray is LA. LA's got a Intercontinental Championship match. I mean, number one contenders match
yeah,
this Sunday. I mean, this Friday.
and yeah, you got. It was a lot different before, but now Bray isn't like we haven't seen the new Bray yet. Because like I'm thinking of like Matt Hardy, um, Randy,
I
like
get exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
John Cena even.
Yeah.
They could really scrap the whole idea of John Cena becoming obsolete or stuck in the Firefly Funhouse with a bunch of different gimmicks because Hallie left. You can't just bring back John Cena and make him act like he's in the NWO.
Yeah. I think a lot of it has to do too with like I said, it's more of a spectacle to have Bobby versus Brock versus Omos. Now, from a story aspect, I think the right choice would have been Bobby and Omos. But you could have it, even though they did it last year, you could have them two fighting for the leader of the Hurt Business. But
Is Bobby even invested in that shit anymore?
yeah, because MVP's been trying to goad him in for like 2 months now. So I thought it made sense story wise. But I thought when they were first hyping up Brock and Omos that MVP was going to pull some shenanigans and have Brock sign a contract with Bobby's name on it because Brock didn't want to fight
Oh
Bobby.
yeah.
That's dead ass what I thought was going to happen because of what happened at the Elimination Chamber with the low blow and everything. I thought that's what was going to happen, and I don't know yet, but from what it's looking like, that's not what's going to happen because they're building up Bobby and Bray to such a high extent now. But
Yeah.
either way, I think one thing's for sure: we're getting an unmasked Uncle Howdy at WrestleMania. I think that's where you to go with the story next.
I think it's just a bigger Bo Dallas.
I think it is Bo. That's what I think. It's
Did
got.
Bo Dallas get chunky all of a sudden?
I think it's Bo. What's your big three things that you want to happen at WrestleMania?
Okay. Big three things I want to happen at WrestleMania. Uncle Howdy be unmasked, obviously, because I want to know who that is. Um, maybe a little bit of a bloodline kind of not fallout, but like shit kind of de-escalating a little bit, or kind of like
Calming down.
moving away from like the bloodline because once you get past WrestleMania, because the thing is like you see how close Roman is to 1,000 now, and you don't want to fuck that up. But you also, when you have Roman beat Cody, if you do, because I don't think that's gonna happen. But if you do, and you say you want to get Roman to 1,000 days, who the fuck are you putting in that title picture after? There's literally no one besides Sammy and Cody. You couldn't put no one back in there.
I. Yeah, there's really. Because people have floated around the idea that the next pay-per-view is King of the Ring, and you could have the King of the Ring winner face Roman. Roman beat him,
Yeah,
and
but
then
the King of the Ring winner is always mediocre. They never use the King of the Ring winner. Why? They haven't in like 5 years. Barrett, Corbin, Woods. They haven't used them right.
it's kind of like Xavier Woods got his world championship match out of it and got beat. Roman beat him.
Almost.
Um, but the whole idea of what people are saying is if Roman does beat Cody, is they think that whoever wins Money in the Bank is going to be who beats Roman.
Yeah, but who's gonna win Money in the Bank?
That I've heard
Rollins?
I've heard Sammy Rollins in L.A. Those have been the three I've heard. But people are saying L.A. is if Cody wins, because people are saying that's who should beat Cody.
LA?
Yeah.
Dummy. Yeah.
Yeah, dummy. But I stand by the fact that if Cody wins at Mania, Gunther should beat him because of the Royal Rumble.
Gunther's gotta be WWE champion because that Rumble match was just too impressive.
But speaking of my three things I want to happen at Mania, I want Cody to beat Roman, Gunther to lose the championship, the Intercontinental title somehow.
I'm for that too. I'm for that.
What I want to happen is I want them to do a triple threat with Roman, Sheamus, and McIntyre, and I don't want Gunther to get pinned. I want McIntyre to either beat Sheamus or Sheamus beat McIntyre.
You said Roman?
Sheamus, McIntyre, and Gunther.
I thought you said Roman.
And then I want, I would like the idea of, and I know this is kind of going to sound crazy. I thought the better idea for WrestleMania would be having Becky versus Bayley, and then having Stratus and Lita versus Damage Control. But apparently they're looking to do a 6-man tag. So my idea would have been Becky gives the women's championship she just won with Lita to Trish Stratus, and then they defend it against Damage Control.
Like some Freebird shit?
Yeah. And then Becky fight Bayley. But that doesn't seem to be where they're going with it. So
Yeah, no. I mean, I like the idea of the 6-woman tag. Because Damage Control is like really the only women's faction.
And that's another thing I want out of WrestleMania. Bianca Belair's got to drop the title. It's getting ridiculous at this point. I think there's going to be somebody else added into that match before it's over with.
Yeah,
I think
probably.
I think either Carmella or Chelsea Green's going to be added into that match before it's over with.
I just don't see Chelsea Green being added into that.
No, it's just because they're adding her into the storyline. That's why I said that. But I see Carmella because she's been in every phase of this whole build so far. Asuka beat her in the chamber. And then Carmella's been targeting Bianca and Asuka since with Chelsea Green. So
I'd say if you're putting anybody in that match, it's got to be Carmella.
Because
no other way around.
Because then you could have Asuka beat Carmella, and that doesn't make Bianca look bad.
Yeah.
But I'm also interested in what the Profits are gonna do at Mania because it doesn't look like they're gonna do anything. Because it's too late.
I was gonna say, when was the last time they had a triple threat or fatal 4-way tag match for the titles? But I think they've done that every year for a long time.
It's too late for them because I thought the perfect thing was to have Angelo get jealous because of Montez's Elimination Chamber performance, and then they have a tag match. I mean, they have a one-on-one at Mania, but it's way too late to start building that. So it's just interesting to how Mania is going to go.
That's like a 3-month build type thing, you know? Something you do for like some time and then get it to work.
But let's
I
go.
don't know, the Profits got to do something at Mania. Kickoff show, something.
The fact that they're not doing a Battle Royal anymore really bothers me because I thought Montez could have
Wait, they're not doing a Battle Royal no more? Why?
Because Triple H wants to have the matches at Mania mean something.
That's tradition.
That's what the report was, that he doesn't want filler matches at Mania.
That's not a fucking filler. I mean, The winner never does anything, which I guess that makes sense. But
Because I thought this year would have been perfect for Tez to win. I thought this would have been perfect. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into these other two random questions, and then we'll go ahead and end this because we wanted this to be a shorter cast anyway.
yeah,
Plus, you're over here yawning. Yawning.
yeah. Actually, I do have one more thing I want to talk about first before we
Okay.
do the. What about Geno Smith?
Next
3 years, $105 million.
next question.
What do you think about it, man?
Next question. Dude, I saw people legit think I gotta see it. I gotta see how he plays. Because one, I wanna say that he's didn't do enough to deserve the contract. But then you look at a guy like Ryan, who in 2019 played almost a similar amount of games and took his team to an AFC championship, which that's the only thing that Geno didn't do in his whole build. Did they even make the playoffs? I don't remember.
Yeah, they got blown the fuck out by the 49ers.
But like that's the whole thing is like people have been comparing the Ryan deal with the Geno deal. Like after both winning comeback player of the year. Ryan took his team to the AFC championship game. Valid, he did not perform well in the playoffs. That's valid. Besides the Baltimore game, I'd actually probably say that's one of his better performances as a Titan. Like in the whole thing. But I think you can't evaluate that contract until you see how he performs next year.
For me, I mean, I don't hate the deal because the QB market is
It
gonna be
is
like this.
insane. The QB market is wild.
Like Russell, I'm pretty like Russell Wilson reset that shit.
Daniel Jones
And
wants
Russell Wilson and
45.
Deshaun Watson actually.
Daniel Jones wants $45 million a year.
Like you got mid tier. I'm not calling them mid, just mid tier. Like I'm talking about 15, 16, 17, 18 ranked quarterback in my eyes, asking for 45 million a year. Which I mean, you got Russell Wilson, who was probably not even a top 25 quarterback last year, who wasn't proven, got 4 years, 160 million. That's 40 million a year.
But
And you got Deshaun Watson.
he was he was top 25 before he went to Denver.
Yeah, but he wasn't proven in Denver. He was traded to Denver. He was traded to Denver and still has some time on his contract.
He was traded
So
to Denver and
maybe
instantly paid, which I didn't like.
yeah, I didn't like it either. But and another one that kind of reset. I think this one really reset the market. Deshaun Watson was traded from Houston after not playing for an entire year and given 5 years, $230 million. That's $47 million a year for a guy who hadn't played in over 27 games.
That's insane. And you wonder why Daniel Jones wants this amount of money. Okay, so we
And
got
because Daniel Jones is better than Deshaun Watson, and if you're better than Deshaun Watson, I guess you're expecting that money. Because look, every quarterback in the league that's won five. I'm not gonna say 5 games. That's won 7 games is probably worth 45 million dollars in this group, I guess.
all right. So
Fuck Deshaun Watson.
fuck Deshaun Watson. We're on the. We need a shirt that says "fuck Deshaun Watson."
Facts.
I'm gonna get on top of that. Get some "fuck Deshaun Watson" merch. That'll sell.
I'll probably get sued. Anyway, go ahead.
But let's go ahead and get into the random two questions. I know you got the generator.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't prepared. I thought you had it.
Oh
Shit.
shit. I can have it.
I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Let's make sure this fucking thing is real first. Random question generator. Alright, here we go. Click for question. What was the last time you changed your opinion about something major?
I got mine.
Yep. I'm gonna use yours as like a backbone.
I wanted to turn this question a little bit sports based because it is a sports podcast. I thought Derrick Henry was a bust
When?
when his first couple of years where DeMarco and Dion got put over him. I thought Derrick Henry
Oh
was a
yeah,
bust.
okay.
Dead
Oh,
serious. When I was
oh,
because and that comes a lot with how much I loved DeMarco as a running back. So, one, I was angry when we took Derrick in the first place because one, I didn't like Alabama. And two, I was just a big fan of DeMarco. So, and DeMarco was coming off a really good year, and then you draft a running back. So, that's mine. But it,
I'm
it
gonna have to
worked.
say
It worked out long term.
I'm gonna have to say my major opinion I've changed is like my opinion on Russell Wilson as a person, just because we were talking about him. See, now I'm not very informed on how charities work, but um, basically earlier this year, I think it was the NFL or some sort of like organization in Washington. They were doing a investigation into one of Russell's charities and figured out that he only gave like 26 cents to the dollar or 66 cents to the dollar or something like that to basically 66% or 22%, something like that, to the charities that he was given and kept the other percentage for himself.
Fuck.
Now, I'm not very informed on charities. I don't know if there's something there that you can't give your full 100, but as Russell Wilson, like, I've seen him every week, every Tuesday. He still does it in Denver. Every Tuesday, he goes to children's hospitals to hang out with children for a little bit who are going through like really hard times. But the charity stuff, man, like in the public eye, you could do so much shit in the public eye that makes you like likable, but in private can change so much. And the investigation kind of swayed my my opinion on him.
Very valid. Let's So we said we were gonna do 3 questions, right? So that's two, or did we say we were gonna do four?
I think it was 4.
Okay, then we'll go
Anyway,
ahead.
next question. What's your worst habit?
Okay. Oh fuck, you go first.
Shit, my worst habit?
I got a couple.
Don't want to get personal.
Yours is self-loathing. That's it's gotta be
What's that mean?
like self-hatred, self-hate.
Oh,
It
oh God, yeah, that's really bad. Yeah, it's got to be self-love.
Mine's
Because
porn.
anyway,
Next
uh,
question.
I've I tell myself every day that I'm stupid or something. I
Yeah,
don't
next
know.
next
I
question.
don't know how I do it, but I do it.
We're gonna leave my question off at that.
What have you created that you're most proud of?
Ooh. Ooh. My friendship, Valente. Next.
You created that?
Yo ass surely didn't.
I didn't. No, you didn't either.
Oh wow. God put us together.
Addie did.
No, fuck that. Next. Alright, let me change my answer then. Great. I'm most proud of.
I'll give mine.
Alright.
Um, my son. Just kidding. Not for real though.
Fuck, this is a hard question.
Probably the YouTube channel that I don't have anymore. 1,000 subs. Terminated due to copyright issues. And now I don't have it no more. And I'm mad. Honestly, I wish I would have never lost that channel. Even though I wasn't doing a lot of content, I was still pushing content out.
What happens when you
But like
upload
now
copyrighted
with the new
UFC
channel,
content?
now with the new channel, fuck off. Now with the new channel, um, I just
Dana White said, "Fuck
mm,
you."
wasn't really inspired to put out new content. And it's
Woo.
kind of hard for me to go back to where I was. Can't go back to the way it was. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say my
What
YouTube
about
channel
you?
too.
You fucking copycat. You're getting on me about copyright.
Well, my shit's still
On
around.
me. Fuck you, bro.
My shit
How many
got
strikes you got?
0.
Have you ever gotten a strike before though?
Nope.
Lucky fuck. You put fucking Titans highlights in your videos all the time. I got striked by the NFL too.
You put too much Titan stuff in your videos.
I don't put Titan shit in my videos.
I mean,
What?
I mean, you put too much NFL stuff in your videos. Mine's just
Yeah, but
snippets.
like that's just like because I
Valente just
copyrighted once by Juice World, one
one
by
Dana.
UFC, yeah, and then the NFL. So
All right, what's the next question? So we can get out of here with a W.
final question brought to you by Trojan. What is your theme song?
Mama raised a gangster. I'm a survivor. All right, what's yours, Valente?
Um,
Dun 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Wah, 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 wah,
bro's gonna say that my
wah,
fucking theme song's like
wah.
a cucaracha or some shit.
La cucaracha. El
I'd say my theme
balito,
songs
jarabalito. Dun, 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 dun.
probably something by Leroy. I don't. If it was a boxing walkout, it'd probably be Outlet by Designer. But if it was a theme song to represent my life,
Nah,
probably be
Valente's walkout is panda, panda. Ooh, yeah. I get positive when my,
my walkout song would probably be Outlet by Designer. But my
I
like
look just like a
life theme
panda.
song would probably be What Just Happened by Leroy Unreleased.
You wanna know my theme song?
Yeah.
My theme song is Gots to Be. Gots to Be. Hope.
Oh,
uh,
hey, loud.
it's not, no. Let the whole clue hear your sound.
But Titan blood running through our veins.
By the way, this is a shit last question. We're doing another question after this. This is shit. Not a good one.
Okay, I gotta go. Maybe if you say yes to it, it's probably a good one.
Okay.
Have you ever saved someone's life?
Yeah.
Context?
Suicide attempt.
Mine too.
If you guys have enjoyed watching this podcast, this has been your boy Michael. That is Valente, and I think we're gonna go ahead and hop up out of here on that depressing note. We're gonna go ahead and leave the 1-800 um
273-8255.
in the description because Valente
Why do I know that number?
because of logic.
No.
Because of logic. Why you grinning ear to
Yeah.
ear
Yeah.
like a rabbit. Anyway, boys.
1-800-273-8255.
Anyway, boys, we're gonna go ahead and hop out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye, guys.